Hey guys, and welcome back to another new Animal Crossing video. I'm Crossing Channel, and today I have even more unpopular Animal Crossing opinions for you guys. Now, a few weeks back I made another video, more Animal Crossing unpopular opinions, and I wanted to do another one because I got so many replies. I literally got hundreds of replies with really great unpopular opinions that I wanted to talk about, and I thought it'd be fun to go over the ones that I missed from my last video. So let's get straight into this. First of all, I want to have a little disclaimer and say, of course, this is everyone's opinions, so be respectful, and, it's good to have a little sort of discussion about each one, because we may disagree, but, we're all Animal Crossing fans at the end of the day, so that's what is most important. Here's the first one. It's from Jasmine Cruz, and they say, I hate the crafting, it's just not suitable for a game like Animal Crossing in my opinion. So I can definitely see why some people don't like the crafting feature. But ultimately, I think it comes down to the fact that the game hasn't been played yet, The game isn't out yet as of me making this video, so I think it's kind of hard to judge what this feature is really going to be like and how it's actually going to feel in the game itself when, we haven't played the game. So I would personally say, wait until the game comes out and then see what you think about the feature. You might actually love it, But maybe you still won't like it, and that's acceptable, that's perfectly fine. You may not like the feature. I mean, there's plenty of features in Animal Crossing that I'm not a massive fan of as well, and I think most of us can relate to that. But I definitely think crafting has the potential to be a ton of fun. Just have to wait for March 20th to see how you feel about that. Coda Kazarian said, don't like Animal Crossing, like at all. Well, all I can say to this is, bruh. I mean, this is quite a strange comment to leave on an Animal Crossing channel, but at the same time, he's entitled to his opinion, guys. If he doesn't like Animal Crossing, that's cool. It's not for everyone, believe it or not. I wasn't an Animal Crossing fan my whole life. I didn't really know much about the games. As soon as I did, I became a massive fan. So, Coda, maybe, play the games a bit more, maybe give them a bit of a try. You don't have to, but, you could see what you think. Maybe you are going to become the the biggest Animal Crossing fan in the world, who knows. Walrus D Comedy said, past Animal Crossing games can be unplayable after all the new things in Animal Crossing New Leaf. Animal Crossing New Leaf did innovate the series a lot, but I think it's important to remember the games that came before and what they did for the series. All of them are so revolutionary in their own ways. For me, Animal Crossing population growing is just slightly behind New Leaf in terms of my favorite games. So I don't know if I can necessarily agree with that. I can see what you mean though, I can definitely see how you feel about this. Some of the older games can be a bit tedious at times, and there definitely isn't as much to do as there is in New Leaf. But I do think they're good games, and they have a lot of value in them. Mr. High Tide said, the wait is no big deal, I actually like the wait, it's hype. I actually agree with this one. I think the wait for Animal Crossing New Horizons has brought the community quite close together. We've had a lot of time to speculate and discuss with each other, and although it would be nice to see more from Nintendo, the game is coming out in under 2 months as of me making this video, so we just have to get through this last little bit. We have been waiting a long time though, a really long time for New Horizons, so I can definitely see why people feel the way they do, and I'm with you. I'm kind of on both sides of the fence about this. Atomic Bomber 23 said, Marshall and Bob shouldn't be touted as the poster boys to AC. Just because Bob is a meme doesn't mean he's super interesting, considering his Happy Home Designer house is just flowers, like many other characters in Happy Home Designer. Marshall being super popular for how cute he looks doesn't mean he's too interesting either, though he does have an advantage above Bob because he wanted his house to have a coffee/barista atmosphere. I feel both of them match with bland personalities, hence why I had to use Happy Home Designer as an example. I don't think Happy Home Designer is honestly the best way to judge any Animal Crossing character, and when I've done my Animal Crossing Survivor streams where we've pitted all of the different villagers from each species against each other, a lot of comments I see is, this character's overrated, they're not good because they're popular, and I've never really liked that take. Just because a villager is popular doesn't mean they're bad. Now when there's actual criticism for them, like, okay, maybe you find Bob annoying because you see him too much, I can get behind that. I can say, okay, that's fair enough. But just because they're really popular, it's not a bad thing, and Bob definitely isn't a meme. He might be to some people, but for people like me, he's just genuinely my favorite villager. I've said that a few times, and I'm sure people feel the same about Marshall as well. These characters definitely can become memes, I don't doubt that, but, you know, for some people, we just generally love these characters, and I think there's an Animal Crossing character for everyone. So if people love these characters, that's completely fine. However, I will say it's good that every Animal Crossing character can have some sort of love from somebody, and, you know, I definitely think some of the less popular characters should get more love from people too, because every Animal Crossing villager is worthy of love, except Chops. Marty said, Goldie is basic. True, that is very true, but I think that's actually a good thing. I think Goldie being quite basic is just part of her charm. She's a lovable golden retriever. She's very straightforward, and I like that about Goldie's character. I'll Commit Die said, the GameCube game is kinda bad. I would love to know why you think this. I don't really have much to go off here. I'll personally say that the Animal Crossing GameCube game is my second favourite one, and it's very close to being behind New Leaf, as I mentioned earlier. I love population growing. It started it all off, basically. Without population growing, there would be no Animal Crossing today, so I think that has to be sort of respected. But at the same time, I can see why people wouldn't like it as much, because it is a bit of an older game now. Derpy Nebel said, the AC GameCube theme isn't that good. This is interesting because this is my favourite Animal Crossing theme, but at the same time it is perhaps the most basic and maybe even the most different. It's quite unique because I think at that time they were really trying to figure out the style for music in Animal Crossing. Population Growing's music is vastly different than any of the other games. I feel like Wild World's City Folk and New Leaf's music is quite similar in some ways. It's definitely different, but it all shares very similar instruments and sort of themes. But with Population Growing, they were still figuring things out, and that definitely shows. But I think that's what makes it such a good theme, you know, it's raw, it's a bit rougher than the other ones, and I think that makes it very charming. Animal Crossing Guy said, people are slightly overdramatic about how dreadful Amiibo Festival is. Whilst it's not that good, it's decent in my opinion. I agree with you. I think hating Amiibo Festival is just a bit of a meme nowadays. There are some people who genuinely dislike it, and I'm not a big fan of it at all, to be honest, and that's totally valid. But at the same time, I think ultimately it just kind of comes down to the fact that people just, we love to hate on it, you know, we can all come together and say we don't like Amiibo Festival basically, and it's just a part of the Animal Crossing community now. But I definitely agree, it's not the worst game out there. Amiibo Festival probably doesn't deserve as much hate as it gets. I just think the timing for it was so bad because people were waiting for Animal Crossing on the Wii U. Well, that's all of the ones that I have time for in this video, but I want you guys to comment your unpopular Animal Crossing opinions down below in the comment section. Please be civil about all these opinions, as I mentioned at the start of the video. They're just opinions, we all share different opinions about the games, and we have these opinions because we're passionate about Animal Crossing, and I think that's absolutely wonderful. If you guys want a great place to discuss Animal Crossing with other fans, check out the Crossing Community Discord server, the link is in the description down below. If you want to help support the channel, click the join button down below the video to become a member of the Bob's Gang. You can get a bunch of really cool perks for doing so, and it helps me out a whole bunch. Thank you guys so much for tuning into that video. I honestly love doing these unpopular opinion videos. I mean, there were so many good ones, and there's so much to talk about here. So if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, you can subscribe for even more Animal Crossing content, and I will catch you guys in the next video.